Pause the video now, guys, and have a look. Can you get 5 marks on a GCSE 9-1 Maths higher tier paper looking at functions, composite functions, and inverse functions? Okay, so this is question 19. Okay, take from an Edexcel higher tier past paper looking at functions. Okay, so it says f and g are functions such that f of x equals 12 over root x and g of x equals 3 lots of 2x plus 1 bracket closed. Part A, find g of 5. So I'm going to replace 5, okay, into g of x. I'm going to have 3 lots of 2 times 5, okay, plus 1. Okay, again, being careful here, and obviously applying our BIDMAS, okay, or BODMAS rule. So I'm going to have 3 lots of, so do what's to the bracket first. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus the 1 makes 11. So 3 times 11 makes 33. So g of 5 is equal to 33, okay, and that was worth 1 mark, okay. So that was just, yes, just substitution into a function. Part B is slightly more trickier, okay. Find g f of 9. So I'm going to work out f of 9 first, and then whatever my answer is to that, I'm going to plug into g. So f of 9 is going to be 12 over the square root of 9, okay, or root 9. The square root of 9, guys, is equal to 3. So we have 12 thirds, 12 over 3, 12 divided by 3, and I get 4. Okay, so now I'm going to have g of 4. So again, I'm going to have g of 4. So plug in 4 into g of x. Okay, replace x with 4. We're going to have 3 lots of, so 2 times 4 makes 8. We're going to have 8 plus 1. 8 plus 1, guys, is 9. So 3 lots of 9, 3 times 9, 3 multiplied by 9 gives you 27. Okay, 1 mark for getting 4 and 1 mark for getting 27. Okay, part C, a bit more trickier. Find g inverse of x. So g to the minus 1 of x. This just means, yeah, inverse. Okay, so yeah, the previous part, yeah, was worth, yeah, 2 marks. And it was 27. Okay, part C. Okay, so one way of doing it, okay, think of it like a function machine. So the way g of x works here, if it's, yeah, actually helps here. So this is actually one way of doing it, okay, is that it takes the input x, okay, so it multiplies it by 2, okay, then it adds 1, then it times by 3 at the end, okay, and that gives us our output, okay. So times it by 2 first, then adds 1, and then times it by 3. So if I go backwards, I'm going to do 6 divided by 3 first. Okay. Then I'm going to subtract 1. Okay. And that's all being divided by 2. Okay, so again, be careful here using our BIDMAS. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I get a half, or 1 over 2, or 0.5. Okay, because working backwards, guys, okay, so g of 6 means that I'm going to obviously go backwards. So I'm going to divide by 3 first. Then I'm going to subtract 1, or minus 1. And then I'm going to divide by 2. Okay, because that's the inverse process of going forward. Okay, that's the inverse process of times by 3, then adding 1, and then, yeah, and times by 2. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 divided by 3 first. So 6 over 3, subtract 1, and this is all over 2. Okay, 6 over 3, 6 thirds I get equal to 2. So we get 2 minus 1 over 2. So we get the answer equal to a half, okay, for that, okay. And that, guys, yeah, is composite functions involving substitution and inverse functions, okay, involving substitution in roughly 5 minutes, okay. So again, just as you recap, so to work out the inverse, we are going backwards, okay. This is one way of doing it, okay. There is like an algebraic way, yeah, but I thought this way here is a bit more easier to understand, okay. Think of it like a function machine. It takes x, it times it by 2, then it adds 1, then it times the overall answer by 3. So if I go backwards, I'm going to divide by 3 first, then subtract the 1, and then divide by 2 to get x, yeah, on its own, yeah, or isolate, yeah, and obviously rearrange to get x, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so that, yeah, this is actually like, yeah, the function machine way of doing it. And then if you're interested, yeah, obviously for f of x, okay, so you'll have an input x, okay, it gets rooted first, okay, then you do 12 divided by the answer, so you do 12 divided by step 1, okay, or the root of that, okay. So you work out the root of that first, and then do 12 divided by that, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I hope that makes sense, okay. So that's, yeah, functions, yeah, the algebraic method, yeah, for doing it, okay, in just 5 minutes, okay. Thanks for watching.